Alright, so this is the 5th upload on MigFoxBat and his eyewitness to murder at Bohemian Grove. Alright, so let's start by going to the 3rd minute and 50th second. Alright, that's basically where I left off in number 4. Alright, so this guy, Peter Alexander Chernoff, is talking to the guy that's interviewing him and telling him that this is what he put out in 1984, and admits that somebody else named Doug had to remind him because he's not real good at remembering things. Alright, so you got a guy who's claiming that he was personally involved in a ritualistic murder, and according to him, he cannot remember dates. He is claiming that he is living in fear of the judicial system, the court system, and I find that very hard to believe, especially psychologically, because according to psychology, anyone who has been involved in a traumatic event, such as he just explained, are going to have flashbacks of vivid memories of the traumatic event for the rest of his life, alright? To include remembering minute details of the event, to include dates, times, people, places, facial expressions, minute details, alright? This is utterly ridiculous that anyone would believe a word that this guy is saying. Notice how this guy points out, makes it a point to toss in the, quote, Nazi Catholic satanic ritual, alright, and that's your agenda, alright, pointing at Nazism and Catholics. According to God's word, and I'm talking to the Christian, Mystery Babylon incorporates all religions, and there are over 38,000 different religions that are all false. Alright, why are these people pointing at Rome, pointing at the Vatican, pointing at the Pope? Is the Pope in charge of anything really, or is he just a man? Alright, according to the Bible, the Antichrist is going to be Satan himself. Alright, is that the Pope? Is the Pope Satan himself? Or does the Pope answer to the bankers just like everybody else does? Alright, so this guy's reading from a script that he wrote that somebody else named Doug has to remind him of, that he is reading from because he can't remember his cues. He can't remember his lines. Alright, he's pointing this out to this person that is asking him for his testimonial in a court of law in order to sue a satanic compound that is over 2,000 acres in length, that this guy claims he was a witness to certain killings, murders, ritualistic practices that occurred. Alright, I mean, this is incredibly unbelievable. I mean, really. And of course, you have the sound effects that whoever entered into, or whoever claimed to have entered into the Bohemian Grove compound conveniently has, with sound effects and all. The echoing chamber sound in the background and the laughing, the demonic laughing. Give me a break. All right. Now, the next thing that this guy says is he makes it a point. Again, he makes it a point to describe Kevin Collins as a, quote, young Catholic. All right. Same technique that was used in the beginning of the upload, pointing at a black child. All right. There's a lot of mind controlling techniques that are used just in this one video here alone. Alright, so as you're watching this upload, take a really good look in the background. Alright, what does it say in the background? And the Fed. Alright, so this is basically a political agenda. This guy here is not only pushing his own agenda, selling books, pointing at Nazism, pointing at Catholicism, but he's also pointing at politics, politicians. The books that are being written are by politicians, all right? And this is what is known as hidden in plain sight, all right? Who is he pushing? Ron Paul. And as far as Ron Paul giving his farewell speech, hardly, all right? Now, who was Ron Paul's favorite socialist? That would be Ayn Rand, all right? Has MigFoxBat uploaded websites that contain the name Atlas Shrugged inside of them? Well, yes, of course. He has. Of course he has. Alright, so then you hear this guy going on about a list of individuals who participated in patronizing the compound, and then names, of course, George Bush Sr., as if nobody knows about that guy and his, quote, code name Magog. But I think I'm going to start a number 6 now, okay? Because we're going to get into Michael Aquino and the connection that Michael Aquino has to Albert Stubblebine, John Alexander, and the political agenda of mind-controlling freaks that are all over YouTube.